Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today we need to have a little bit of a look at a weird product which is being offered to UK stores right now. Shout out to lovely Stephen Kent of Playscape Games for sharing this information with us. And it's the Darkrai VSTAR Premium collection. Now, it used to be for Target in the US and for Smith's Toys, but apparently now it's being offered to UK stores, and Stephen is the kind of person that would absolutely know about this. And what that means is that it's going to start popping up in a bunch of stores. Now, important to note, right now I'm hearing about it popping up in UK stores. I am not hearing about it popping up in US stores. So, look, there's two potential things going on here. Either it's only in the UK, and then that is possible, because it might well be that there's a distributor that found stock, or Pokemon found stock, and they're just like, look, we found a bunch of stock, let's just send it out there. Or it is going to be for everywhere, and I've just only heard about it from the UK, which, again, does make sense. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time for the information to come out from other territories. But this is a product which could end up being a great thing that it's coming back, or it could end up being a little bit meh. Although I do feel the need to tell you, a little while ago, this was actually a $20 Black Friday event thing. It came around on Black Friday for $20 a little while ago. And I told you about it in a video, because I've got the image saved, and I wouldn't have saved it and kept it if I used it in a video. So it was a little while ago at this stage. It was November 2022. That's when it was a Black Friday deal. It was in, Black Friday 2022. It was an absurdly good deal for $20. It's awesome. It's probably not going to be $20 this time round. I'm sorry to break your hearts on that one. But frankly, this is the kind of product where it's not out there right now. So, I mean, look, if you've just got this sitting in your local game store, nice and cheap, by all means go and pick it up. But right now, this is a product which, hasn't been around for a little bit of a while. It's an old product, and that means it's something that maybe we should take a little bit of a look at. And actually, I've been having a little bit of a look around, and this is on thirstymeeples.co.uk. As always, not supporting the shop, not saying you should use it, not endorsing the shop or anything like that. Just telling you that that's where I found it. And they've got it up for pre-order, and they've actually got it up for pre-order at £33. And this is a product which is actually around in a few shops, is around on eBay and places. But I do find it interesting that finding it for below like 40 quid seems very difficult. But Thirsty Meeples have got it at pre-order as 33 quid. I think that's kind of relevant, honestly. I do think this is one where there's going to be some decent deals on this one. Potentially. Can't guarantee, but it's around in a few places. It's at pre-order for Thirsty Meeples. It's around on eBay a little bit. And it's an old product. And because it's an old product, I think it's one that we need to maybe, pay a bit of attention to. Now, in terms of the product, I think it is worth pointing out, in terms of, because you get your Darkrai V, you get your Darkrai VSTAR, you get your Jumbo Darkrai VSTAR, as you need to for a product like this, and it is worth pointing out that these aren't alternate art. This is not one of the ones that came with your fancy alternate art promos. The V is the exact same one we got in Astral Radiant, same art and everything. The V-Star is the exact same one we got in Astral Radiant, same art and everything. And the Jumbo is new. To be fair, the Jumbo is new. That's lovely. But that's about it. So why am I getting excited about a product like this still being around, coming back, dropping in price, and all of that good stuff? Well, for me, largely it's the pack selection. Like, don't get me wrong, it's nice to have Darkrai VSTAR in a product, but let's face it, Darkrai VSTAR, best thing about it is Star Abyss, the ability, lets you put 2 item cards in your discard pile into your hand, and it's it was for a little while trendy to make a deck where you would have like a thin line of this, so that you could reuse something like a Prime Catcher, for instance. Or, that was what it was mainly used for, but certainly something like Unfair Stamp as well would work. And in Dortmund, we did see, some of these Terrapagos lists actually playing Regidrago VSTAR just to use the VSTAR power. And to be fair, that one gets any 2 cards back, not any 2 items. But it does make you discard the top 7 cards of your deck, which can come back to bite you. So, look, Regidrago is probably better, but Darkrai could be used as a little niche in Area 01 to depths decks who don't mind, getting Pokemon on their bench and then discarding them and all kinds of fun stuff. Point is, little bit of a niche, but that's the best it ever was. It's not a phenomenal card. But then we look at the pack selection here, and certainly for the ones that are around on eBay, etc., it looks like these might be the packs. Cannot guarantee, but it looks like it might be a mixture of Astral Radiance, Brilliant Stars, and Lost Origin. And the reason why that's important is because these are kind of going. Like, we're not at the stage where these sets are going to be around forever at this stage. I'm not saying they're gone and impossible to find and all of that. I'm saying that we're at a point where they're just not as around as they used to be. And it might well be that these sets are coming harder and harder to find. And this kind of pack selection and this kind of product is honestly kind of cool. That's the best reason to buy this. 8 packs for, well, if we take the first Meeple's price, 8 packs for 33 quid. It's like £4.12 per pack, which is honestly actually not that bad. £4.12 a pack, I'd take that. Technically, it's £4.12 and a half per pack, but I'm not doing it with half a penny, so I'm gonna round it down, even though I should round it up, and I'm not even going to be embarrassed about that. Point is, decent price packs, and honestly, decent pack selection. And I'm just here to tell you right now that this is a product which is actually still around in a few places, surprisingly. I started looking around when I heard this was coming back. Is going to be coming back, at least in the UK, probably in other territories as well, and has a decent selection of, frankly, older defined packs. It's basically Sword and Shield 9, 10, and 11. As we're heading towards Surging Sparks, which is Scarlet and Violet 8. So we're going back like 2 years or more here. Well, really up to like 3 years back. And these don't stay around forever. And it's a kind of product where in 5 years' time, you're going to see a box like this and be like, oh, mate, there's cards like from 7, 8 years ago. Oh, I wish I picked that up. Well, here's your notice. Here's me saying, you know what? You can pick this up if you want to. And in terms of, the best cards from those sets, in terms of ones, if you're looking to get any kind of value, I'm not saying you're going to pull them, but I'm saying that Brilliant Stars has like the alternate art Charizard V and Arceus V, for instance. Astral Radiance has some of my favourite cards in terms of things like the Origin Form Dialga and Palkia, done by Mitsuhiro Rita and Kato, Oswaldo Kato, who are like 2 of my favourite artists, but it's also got the Machamp V, which is inexplicably the most expensive card in the set by a mile and makes no sense. Oh, and I've got to mention the Hisuian Sneasler V by Okacheke, which is a stunning card, an absolutely ridiculous card. And let's not forget, Lost Origin's got the Giratina, which is one of the most expensive cards in the Sword and Shield era. Also the Aerodactyl, which again, like the Machamp, for no reason I can make sense of, is randomly looks like a really expensive card. It's not in Japan, it shouldn't be over here, it doesn't make a huge amount of sense, but it is, and I suppose we all have to deal with it. So, looking around, it turns out it's not a product which is impossible to find. It is out there at the moment, but it is getting harder to find, but it's coming up for a reprint, which means 2 things. It's going to be very easy to find for a little while, and the price of it's probably going to go down for a little bit. And then it's probably going to spike back up and never come down again. When older products like this with older packs are around and easy to find, my recommendation is, if you're after this kind of stuff, if you want these kind of products, you should be rushing to grab them. If you're not, just ignore it. Move on with your life. It's all good. But I've told you all this, so now it's over to you guys. Did you pick this one up back in the day? I can tell you I actually did. Is this the kind of thing you're excited to pick up now that it's coming back? Or is this something that you're not too interested in the packs? You don't need a Darkrai because it's not a real promo, and it's a hard skip from you guys. Let me know in the comment section. Get us! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. And get shoutouts on the channel like the lovely Andrew Kincaid, who's been a supporter of ours for a while now, is a very lovely person. You may find looking after things like the Play Lab at Pokemon events, for instance. So shout out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.